happy day. It's Down Home with Tina. I'm your host, Tina Thompson, and I have got some guests coming up here. One is about a really neat event that they have every year in November. It's always around Veterans Day, and it is Freedom's Never Free. I've got a couple of folks going to talk about that, and it's really just to highlight our veterans, but I'm going to let them share all of the details in that when they get up here in just a few minutes. And I also have my first responder of the month, and she's a gal who is doing a lot of really cool things at the Lancaster Police Department, and she has recently taken on a new job. I say recently, it was at the beginning of the year, but she's going to share with that. We have just got some amazing folks in our community, y'all, and I hope you'll just stick around to watch and see what they have to share with us today. It's Down Home with Tina, and I'll be right back.
You walked down the aisle and promised happily ever after. Sometimes happily ever after means ending a relationship. We know the conversations are not easy. Deciding what's best for you, your children, and your next steps takes work and communication. At Dagger Law, we know there are no monsters in a divorce, only people trying to find their way. Local, trusted, experienced. Dagger Law.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have my first responder of the month, and my first responder of the month is brought to you by Bay Food Markets, and her name is Nikki Meadows, and she happens to be a dispatcher at the Lancaster Police Department. Yes. Oh my goodness, Nikki. So I always say, years ago I wanted to be a police officer, and I was just like, no, I guess that wasn't what I was meant to be. And now, you know, there's always bigger plans and other plans, not bigger plans than that, for individuals, I mean, you know, that you're supposed to do. Now I look back and I go, yep, nope, I wasn't meant to do that. Mm-hmm. But when I think of dispatchers, though, I think, oh my goodness, because I feel that you have to remain calm, cool, and collective all the time on what you're doing. So with that being said, why did you decide to become a dispatcher?
So I was kind of in your situation where, you know, growing up, I always wanted to be a police officer. People in my family were police officers, you know. I, graduated high school, went to Ohio University, got my law enforcement degree, then went back, got my criminal justice degree. I was like, yep, I'm going to be a police officer. So when I got a job at the Lancaster Police Department, becoming a dispatcher, I thought, okay, perfect. Get my foot in the door, do this for a little bit until I can become that officer. Well, I will pass out at the sight of blood. Like, I cannot do anything. I can't even talk to people about it without hitting the floor. So it became clear that maybe it just wasn't for me, that I can still do kind of the same thing, but be, you know, safe and warm in a room and not have to be out there in the elements and deal with all of that. So, you know, I still get to see what goes on. I still get to talk to the people. So I still...
Just in a different way.
Just in a different way, yeah. My husband, he's a detective with the sheriff's office, so I still get to, you know, kind of live through him a little bit, where I get to hear things and that sort of thing. But yeah, it was just not meant to be for me.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And that's ironic, folks, because I had absolutely no idea that was your story.
Yep.
So how many years have you been a dispatcher?
I've been there a little over 10 years.
Oh, wow. And you have now a newer position? I know you had mentioned earlier to me.
Yes. So at the Lancaster Police Department, we've never had a dispatcher supervisor. Okay. Each shift, it was just your sergeant, lieutenant, captain was your supervisor. So they came up with the idea of, you know, having someone strictly over dispatch, which I believe was needed for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so it was something that they had posted and talked about last year for a little bit. And then I got promoted into that position January of this year. So I've been in that position for about 10 months now, and it's new, it's exciting. The Lancaster Police Department's never had anything like this, so it's just kind of, it evolves daily on what I'm supposed to do there.
Do you get to interact or cross paths with the other dispatchers, being because you're on different shifts?
Absolutely. So we are still a little short on manpower. We had some retirements this past year, and so I've filled in a lot in the dispatch room. So on a typical day, I may spend an hour in there. I may spend my whole 8-hour shift in there. Just depends on what's needed. Like I said, we've had a lot of overtime. The girls have been awesome in covering that, but we are 10 months down and we're still dealing with it, so they do get tired. So I do find myself spending a little bit more time in there, which is nice.
Are you hiring?
Yes,
for
they actually.
then? Oh, they are.
They actually just made a post today. So there's a new posting out. So if anyone is interested in becoming a dispatcher, they can go to the City of Lancaster website and fill out an application there.
Okay. What do you think really helps somebody who might be interested in dispatching to know what is expected, and is there any kind of certain, not personality, but you know what I mean? Like,
you hear dispatchers say, it takes a certain person to be a dispatcher, and that they are absolutely right when it comes to that. You have to be able to, think on your feet. It's very fast paced in there. You are dealing with a lot of things at once. You could have, 2 phones up to your ears and still have to, mark the guys on the radio. So multitasking is the biggest thing, in my opinion, when it comes to a good dispatcher and someone looking into a career like that.
Remaining calm, is that one of them?
And there are situations where, you may deal with the worst call of your life, and you have to immediately step into the, answering a question about, someone parking in front of a house. You have to be able to kind of not let it get to you.
Okay, gotcha. Do you go through training when you become a dispatcher?
Yes, so a new thing that, implementing and becoming, into this supervisor position was really important to me to come up with a new training manual where, every new dispatcher will get the same thing. Beforehand, it was kind of, every trainer did a little, everything a little different. So I feel like, it's very important that everyone is trained kind of the same way, and they get to see everything. So one of my dispatchers, Stacy, she has been, amazing in helping me come up with this new program, which we are just now implementing with our first dispatcher who started last month. So.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so you all know and are doing the same thing across the board. And I would imagine with some of the others, they probably have been able to help with that because they may have been trained with somebody else and said, oh, this has worked for me. And you've been able to maybe implement into that the procedures of how to do it. I love that. Standard operating procedures or something like that. Is that what they call it? Like standard SOP, something like that. Yeah. I was like, Tina, I know there's something that they might call that, which is awesome. That is great. So you also have been doing some other things at the office, or is that the main?
So we went through a full remodel of our radio room, which was a little stressful, but it has come out beautifully. Like, it's amazing. We were, for years now, we have dealt with having old desks that didn't work, that, were kind of held up by 2x4s, so it was very important to me and to the new chief to get equipment that works for the dispatchers. Yeah. They're in there 8, 12, 16 hours a day. We want them to be able to be comfortable, to feel like, we care about them. So I was given a budget, and we got really nice, beautiful desks. They can stand if they want to stand. They can sit down. They have heaters built into them, fans built into them. They're very nice desks. So I think it just, even myself, when I go in there and cover dispatch, it's, you sit down, you're like, oh, it's like Cadillac, they're so nice. So that's been probably one of the biggest changes so far. And then we're getting ready to go into a new CAD system. We're building a new CAD system. So this is from the ground up. So this is the computer,
Yeah.
that we will log all the calls, and the officers will be able to see on their MDTs, So that's been a huge project that we plan to go live with in June of 2023.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
So things are just continuing to just get better and better.
Yes.
That is awesome. Do you happen to have any, I don't know if you can really share stories, or maybe somebody who came back to you after you had done a dispatch call, and do they ever reach out to you, any of the folks that...
Every now and then, this actually happened years ago, and but I was in dispatch. It was my regular day off. It wasn't, I'd signed up to come in and work overtime with another dispatcher who has retired since then. But a call came in, she answered it. She couldn't hear anything. She could hear that someone was there, but didn't know the address. The phone wasn't rebidding. It was one of those okay, I know this person needs help. I just can't find them. And I don't know. I think everything happens for a reason, and there was a reason I was there that day on my day off. And for some reason, I looked at that phone number and I was like, oh, I know who that is. And they're allergic to peanuts. And, if I had
just knew
been
that.
there, she probably could have died, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
So I was able to let the other dispatcher know, oh, this is where she lives. This is, she's deathly allergic to peanuts, So that one and that person is very close to me. So that was one that
gave me goosebumps.
hits home, where I'm like, if I wasn't there that day, I just don't know what would have happened. And that's kind of...
Yeah, that's amazing. That's why you do what you do.
Yeah.
Because you are amazing though. So, and that is awesome. And you being my first responder of the month, do you happen to have any highlight of your career so far in the last 10 years?
Would be to be in this position that I'm in right now. It was something that, when they put it out there, I was like, you know what, I think I could do this, and I think I would be good at this. Obviously there's growing pains and trying to figure this out and everything, but I really do enjoy my job.
Oh, I think that's wonderful. What a blessing it is to have you for the Lancaster Police Department, and that you didn't end up being out on the street after all.
Right.
Because they needed you where you are right now. Nikki, thank you so very much for being with me today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having
me. And I've got goodies for you. They're not where I usually put them. That's right. But I have a gift card from Ava Jewelers, but they're here, and I hope you enjoy the little treats. So thank you again so much. Folks, don't go anywhere. It's Down Here with Tina, and I'll be back in just a minute.
Bay Food Market is Fairfield County's source for high-quality, locally sourced meats. The meat case is always full of quality fresh beef, pork, gourmet burgers, and gourmet brats for you and your family to enjoy. Bay Food Market cures and smokes their own hams, bacon, and sausage. Visit Bay Food Market at the corner of Maple and Walnut Streets in Lancaster and discover the Bay Food Market difference. Open daily 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed Thursday and Sunday. Bay Food Market, proudly serving Fairfield County families for more than 90 years.
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Down Here with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. And folks, I'm excited to have a couple of folks with me here for an upcoming event. It takes place in November around Veterans Day. It is Freedom's Never Free event. Jeanie, Ignash, Bill Reed. Some of you may know Bill from other places that he volunteers and does, but it sounds like from what Jeanie has been sharing with me, he does a whole lot for the Freedom's Never Free event. It is this year a 4-day event once again. And Jeanie, welcome. You are founder of this amazing event. It is, for what reason and cause do you have Freedom's Never Free?
Well, it's not just me. It's a bunch of people that have come together. And I say a bunch of people, I say that lightly because there's very few of us.
Yeah.
But they just have a heart for our country. They have a heart for our veterans. And I like to say, we don't just say we support our veterans, we show it by bringing this event I'm an old Army brat. My dad raised us like we were in the military, and he instilled all of the values that the Army has in each one of us. So I can't not do something to show my appreciation and to support those who fought for the freedoms I get to enjoy every day.
Love that. How many years have you been doing this?
20 next year.
It is not.
20 years next year. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's still the best kept secret of Fairfield County.
It really kind of it is. It is. So it's just always trying to get the word out about it.
Right.
What are some of the ways that you can ask for folks to help just spread the word? Is that what it is?
Yeah, just spread the word. It's a free event. Everybody is welcome. In fact, we encourage, whether you're a service member, a veteran, a first responder, we encourage everybody to come. First of all, those who have served and those who are serving, please come, because we would love to have you there so that we could honor you, including you, Tina.
Okay.
Okay. And those who haven't served or maybe have family members, it doesn't matter who you are. We want you to come and not just say, I support my veterans or my first responders or my military, but show it. And one thing that always gets to me is when someone comes up and they shake a veteran's hand and they go to say, thank you, and they're looking down or something, you know, at least look them in the eyes when you tell them thank you. Yeah.
Give them a strong, good
yes,
look
let them know
just
that
gratitude
you really mean it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are the dates this year?
November 2nd through the 5th. The 2nd is when we escort our memorials. And this year we're escorting 2.
Okay,
we're escorting one that has never been seen before. It's a Gold Star Families Memorial. And the second one is Remembering Our Fallen. And it's 33.
33.
I call them pillars. They're called
Towers.
Towers. Yeah, and they're big towers, and they have all the pictures of all of our military members who have died since 9/11.
Oh.
It's very sombering.
Now, are these your displays, or these are ones that you are borrowing to come in?
Yeah,
right?
we're actually bringing them in.
Bringing them in.
Yes, and there's a cost to that.
Right.
The Gold Star we're not paying anything for. He's just bringing it out for us. So we're hoping that we get enough donations we can give him something for bringing that out.
What is the Gold Star? Can you share? Do you want folks to come out and see for themselves?
I want them to come out and see for themselves.
I knew the answer to that part of it.
Here's the thing that always gets me. There are so many people that have no clue what a Gold Star family is or a Blue Star family, and we want them to know that.
Do we want Bill to share what that is? Bill,
yes,
would you
we
please
do.
share with what a Gold Star family is?
Those are families that have lost a service member. The Blue Star are ones who have people currently serving.
Yeah, and we know this because if you're driving by a house, folks, it is that flag that's in the window.
That's
And when
right.
you see the blue, they have an active military service family member.
Yes.
Or they have the gold, then I stop and say a prayer for
Yes.
peace in their heart, whether they have peace in their heart or we don't know that or not, because that is like they've given their ultimate sacrifice.
That's right.
For our country. So yeah, so that's cool. Yeah. Do they have the families, are these people that we know locally, or is this just nationwide, this Gold Star?
So on Friday night, which is the 4th, is our USO dance. And at intermission, we will actually be having a Gold Star mother speak.
Oh.
Okay. And we'll also have a Blue Star mom speak. And we're going to do a recognition of our Gold Star families and our Blue Star families. Is that Saturday? I'm not sure if it's Friday or Saturday. Anyway, so we'll have a recognition, and we'll have a little something for them, and everybody that comes will get to meet them as well. So
when you have them come in, do you have people line the streets? What time will they be coming in? How do you do that usually
We
on that?
really
would be
hope-
on the 2nd, right?
yes,
The
we
2nd.
really hope that people will come and line the streets. If they've got flags, wave their flags.
And what time should they begin to stand along the streets when it?
So
should be coming
I
through,
would
Jeanie?
say probably 3:30.
Okay.
We will be pulling into the fairgrounds at 4.
Okay.
And if there's anyone who has motorcycles, even vehicles, and they want to be a part of the escort, just meet out at 3 o'clock at the northbound rest area on 33 between Rock Bridge and Logan.
Okay, so you'll be coming up from Logan then, up 33.
Yeah, it'll take us less than 15 minutes to get from there to here. But we don't want to make it too long. We've had some very lengthy escorts in the past. We don't know what the weather's going to be like, so
Right.
The last couple have been from there. And we're going to be coming 33 to the Broad Street exit,
Okay.
coming up Broad Street straight to the fairgrounds.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
And I know those are two things that folks can see, but also the Field of Heroes. And then are you announcing the Field of Heroes? Are you doing that this year, the flags of the
Yes,
Field of Heroes?
that's
And
Thursday.
That would be Thursday, the following day. Where's the schedule? Is it up on a website or Facebook?
Yes, it's
okay.
on Freedom's Never Free website,
Okay,
as well as
perfect.
the Facebook.
Okay, Freedom's Never Free Facebook. So that way you know exactly, folks. You can print it off. You can, whatever you got to do, screenshot it on your phone, whatever. But Bill, let's talk about the Field of Heroes. What is the Field of Heroes?
You can purchase a flag for a family member. They don't have to be deceased to have a flag.
Okay, okay.
And it's for active military, veterans, and first responders.
Oh,
Yes.
all right.
And the cost of the flags, currently they're $50. And on the edge of the flag where the grommets are, it has the name, the rank, and the service of the person. And we keep those every year.
Okay.
This year we're going to have, currently right now the count's like about 275 flags. So,
Wow, wow.
yeah.
So for this year, is it too late for folks to order a flag to present it, do you think,
What's today's
for
date?
this year? What is today?
This is the
This is the
12th,
so-
13th?
Yes.
The
yes.
13th.
14th is
So,
the deadline.
Oh, so the deadline's already passed. So, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, by the time. All right.
Because it
But-
takes them a
but-
while to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you got to get the information on it.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
if they want to sponsor a flag, we can still get it for next year.
Okay,
And I would like to say the money that they have to pay, we don't make any money off of it. That pays for the flag and the pole.
Okay. How much time does it take for you to go out there and set up the Field of Heroes, Bill? Because that's one of your, I know, things that you oversee.
All right. Wednesday morning, we'll be going out and driving the stakes in the ground.
At the Fairfield County Fairground. I don't think did we say that? Yeah, the Fairfield County Fairground is where
Over by
all
the
of this
Ed
takes
Sands.
place. Yes.
And the Field of Heroes is set up over in like the fair parking lot over next to Columbus Street. And
Oh, you can't miss it when you
Oh,
drive by. Oh,
Right.
it just gives you goosebumps, I think.
and we get those put in, and then Thursday is the posting the flags, and that's the opening ceremonies, and we start with the flags at 4 o'clock
Okay.
because with time change and daylight dwindling, we want to make sure we get the flags posted before it gets dark.
Right.
And then after we get the flags posted, then we go up to the Ed Sands building for the rest of the ceremonies.
So the Ed Sands building, is that where the displays will be with
Yes.
the, okay. And then what are the hours for that, Jeanie?
So we're going to, if we can fit it all in the building, we'll close the doors at midnight each night.
Okay.
Okay, if not, if there's any that has to be outside, it'll be around the clock.
All right, that's what I thought, because people have to be there too.
Yeah,
Keep
up
an eye on it.
until this year, it's always been around the clock. But we have such a hard time getting volunteers to do guard duty, and I'm usually there around the clock.
Yeah, do you set up a
So-
cot and you just kind of lay and
I lay in
sleep
my
or
car.
try in your car? Oh, we
Yeah,
gotta
because
get her
I
a
have to
cot.
situate so I
I
can see
gotta
the
get her a
Field
nice
of Heroes.
Aw, to watch
Yeah.
that. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
the dedication and work. So how do you raise funds in order to keep this? I know we only have about a minute left.
We
but
beg.
That's important. We beg. You know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, folks.
So it's very difficult to get donations. So if anybody wants to donate, the Remembering Our Fallen is costing us $8,500. We haven't even come close to raising a third of that. So we also have traveling memorials of our own that travel the country from late April until the end of October. So we are able to have some of that money if we need it.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot there, but
So they're
God
taking
always-
donations, folks. Yes.
God
he what?
always provides.
Yep.
He always provides. So any donations, they can look on the website, and they would just send it to Freedom's Never Free, 940 Lane Drive, Northeast, Lancaster, Ohio.
Okay, wonderful. Anything else we wanted to add other than the Facebook pages, Freedom's Never Free, and then the website? is go to Freedom's Never Free.
freedomsneverfree.com. And I would like to say to all of our veterans and the families, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for all you do and all the time that you do as well, Bill, because you do more than that. And folks, he will be back. So just know he's going to be back.
That's a warning.
Down the road. Yes, it's a warning to you. No, I think it's more of a warning to you, Bill. You're going to, no, I'm kidding. Hopefully it's not to be guessed.
I would like to say one last thing.
Yes.
We do what we do because of what all of you have done.
Oh, well, thank you, Jeanie, because we wouldn't even have Freedom's Never Free if it wouldn't have been your brainchild 20 years ago. So thank
It's
you.
all him, not me.
I do. Thank you, dear. Folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. We're going to talk about the upcoming little, big, whatever you want to call it, Halloween. It's Down Home with Tina.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey folks, Down Home with Tina can be viewed in a few different ways. One is on Spectrum 1021. New show begins every Wednesday and it plays on all week long. So if you're watching Spectrum, you can always watch for the show. You can also find me on YouTube, CLN Your Hometown Connection, or just put in your search Down Home with Tina YouTube, and more than likely it's probably the only one that exists. And then also my Facebook page is another way, just for those folks who may just rather see it on Facebook than any place else. But I do appreciate every one of you that takes the time to watch the interviews and the folks that I have on, because I feel like there's a lot of wonderful people in our community I just enjoy highlighting. But before I go and keep going with that, I wanted to share with you some things here about trick-or-treating, because trick-or-treating is just around the corner, and it's going to be in Lancaster on the actual 31st of October, and it is from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So for those drivers, those of you who are going to be out at that time, please keep an eye on the kiddos. But just some maybe tips that I can help, maybe parents can share with the kids that are going out that evening. Make sure that you are with the kids, or if they are old enough to go on their own, just remind them. And even though you may think that your tween or your 10-year-old isn't listening, they probably are listening. Remind them that when they are crossing the street to use crosswalks and things like that, and use the light signals, the traffic lights and stuff, to pay attention to the cars. Also, make sure when they are getting ready to walk, because there are some like traffic lights that you get to, and they're not looking at the walk sign. They got to watch the walk sign, but make sure that the drivers and the kids are making eye contact. I think that's one of the most important things, so that they both know that they're there. Also, be aware and avoid all open flames. Like if there are jack-o'-lanterns out and stuff, just have the kids stay away from them. Stay on the sidewalks. Don't go running, and keep walking. Remind them to walk up to the sidewalks and on the sidewalks, because there could be sticks, and with the leaves falling with this time of year, they could be covered, and you don't want the kids to, you don't want to make a trip to the emergency room. You're wanting the kids to get some free candy. Only have the kids eat if you're not going to go through the candy. I hope that you do, but if you don't, just the store-bought candy that is sealed and not opened or anything like that. Most importantly, folks, just be safe, have fun with the kids, and enjoy the time. And remind them that it's only one night, not every night, because my son, when he was younger, thought that he was going to go to the neighbors the next night and get some candy. So remind him of that. I hope you have a great week. God bless. Until we meet again, hope it's next week. It's Down Home with Tina.